What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another stream here on the Aviation 268 channel. We are on the ground in Seoul on the other side of the world, but we're back again in the MAX for the iFly. So we are going to take out the MAX again to Busan, which is in southeast South Korea. This is going to be a pretty short flight, an hour and 10 minutes thereabouts. So it's going to be short and sweet, just and quick. So I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. As you see, the aircraft is out here. I don't know why I always find these things, but I seem to like or find the worst weather to fly in. Right now it is snowing in Seoul, Korea. So we have some snow coming down on the ground as we are parked on the ramp. So we're going to jump into the aircraft just now and get it started up. The aircraft is on ground power, and so we're going to go in and do our very best to get our flight set up quick, fast, and in a hurry. Let's get GSX started out now that we have a sim brief loaded, just like so, with 92 passengers. Very few people will be on board tonight. See if we can get pushed down just a bit. Edit that real quick. Board. Hit a little bit bells. How about we make it a full board? Yeah, come on. Let me do that. And we have a full flight. Set it up in the vacuum as well. Gate is gonna be gate 4. Busan. Should be good to go. All right, so let's reload this. There we go. 146 passengers. Sounds a bit like we like. So we gotta make sure that we have this for reload our flight plan. That is good. All right, so let's get started by loading into the flight. Actually, too many numbers. Now FMC, make sure our data is correct. We are on AIRAC 2411, October 31 and November 28. And this is the 737 8.2, rating of 28. All that is correct. Go to positive to let the aircraft know where it is. And we are at RKSI, Romeo Kilo Sierra India. And we're at stand 264. See that works. It does. We're in the set the IRS position there, and we'll let the aircraft do its thing. It has this is a little bit weird. Something that I'm used to, where the coordinate points are displaying, but then we still have 4 minutes before ILS. I don't know if that's how it is in the real world. If you on the stream and you fly the aircraft, maybe that is how it's supposed to be. But on the PMDG, it does not show the IRS, doesn't show the coordinate points until the IRS has fully aligned. All right, go to our route and we put RKSI, and our arrival is RKPK. Put that in our route. Our call sign is Korean 1405. And we will request a flight plan. Once the flight plan is requested, we will then go to the EFB and initialize the flight and get some fuel on board, and we'll be good to go. Load that. here. Import flight, import SIM brief. Here we have our charts. Today we are set here on the north side of the ramp, and we're going to runway 3. I do not feel like taxiing. I do not feel like taxiing so far, so we're probably going to use, it says 3-4 right here, but we're going to use 3 left. So let's change that, and it will give us a new departure procedure. So OSPOT, let's see if we can get, okay, so the OSPOT 2 Echo or the 2 Alpha, let's see, 2 Alpha. We take 2 Echoes, give us a right turn versus a left turn, and get the rest of the flight plan as it should be. Cool. Then our approach into Busan. This waypoint is Kebab. So we're going to take the ILS runway 36, ILS Zulu 36 via Kebab, and we'll add that. So it just gives us that flow into it. Perfect. And we have that set. Nice. So we put that out of the way for now, and we go to our departure arrival, departing off runway 23 left via the Echo. OSPOT 2 Echo. Back to index, arrive, ILS Zulu 36 left via Kavox, and we're using the Kavox 3 arrival via Asta. Check our routing. We can't do that right now because the arrows are still in alignment, or still aligning. So we go to activate that, then we check like that shortly. Go to the ESP, and we're going to initialize the flight. Then to our performance and payload page, weight and balance. And we are going to set 146 passengers. And our cargo today is 50. And of course we do 60% in the back, so 3650 minus 60% is 1460. 3650 minus 1460 is 21. So in the back it's 2190, and the front is 1460. When you add those up, you should get 3650. We're going to set our payload, and our fuel today, our total fuel is 6 tons. So 4650 tons. And we'll set our fuel complete, and we can go now and call for GSX.
Boarding requested.
So what that will do for us is that once GSX is boarding, we would give us some time to get our IRSs fully complete, which they should be now. They are. So we can go now and check the flight plan to make sure we don't have any issues and discontinuities that we need to check. Last night I was doing a flight, and the route was in, but for whatever reason, the route just went haywire, so I had to take it out and check it all back over. So, good, pretty short flight, so it is right on point as we saw in the Navigraph. So that's set up. Hit the traffic, and we can turn on our flight directors.
Passengers
Let us check the terminal chart.
Departure checks completed. bypass pin inserted.
It is actually early morning right now in Korea. So this is actually dawn as we see here. So it will be a morning flight, but based on the current weather, there is snow coming.
낚인 기어.
So we have all this weather here to the west and southwest. So it should clear by the time we get down to Busan. So that's what's happening right now. And our alternate is going to be this airport, which is the Tsushima. There we go. Tsushima. So that's our alternate today. This is just 58 miles. We should be fine. Airport, so we will definitely get that sorted. All right, back in the flight deck. Use the airport from FMC is complete. And then we're going to edit the clip because we want to ensure that we have for the departure, the hotspot would be hotspot 2 echo. There we go. And in the event that we need to come back, we can take the ILS runway 33 right. That is right. So we have that set for Incheon and for Busan, Gimhae. We will edit the clip and we want to do the arrival, which is the Kebab 3. And for our coach plate, we want ILS Zulu runway 36 left. And we also have the airport chart, but we would like to have the parking stands as well. And we can complete that and check those out here. Based on what we have for our arrival, we should be parking at gate number 4. That's an international terminal. So that is good to go. Otherwise, it would have been on a stand. Either way, would have been fine. Cool. So I go through that. The airport chart. Let's see, we land on runway 36 left. So this is runway 36 left, and the terminal is on the eastern side. Great. So going back to Incheon, we can do the rest of our FMC, go to Perfinite, and we're going to flight number 290. We can actually go a little bit higher. Actually, it was 310, so you could probably do 310. So we are good to go. We are boarding nicely. And let's check the chart here. The departure chart. Abigail, which is we're landing at Incheon. No, we're departing out of Incheon going to Busan. Transition level is 14,000. Welcome to the stream, Abigail. And our reserves are 1296. Okay, so our reserves are 2.3. 2.3, and we're going to be using cost of 40. Our initial, let me go back to our payload. When in balance, we have a zero fuel weight of 61.6. So we have 61.6. And that gives us a gross weight of 66.2. Our alternate, our average wind is 256 at 95, 256 at 95. And our temperature. 41 degrees minus 1. Great. So that's all set. We can now go back to our performance and we copy the data. And this is accurate. Look at that. The weather condition right now is 300 at 13 gusts to 24, with some snow scattered at 7,000, broken at 2,000, overcast at 7,000, -1, and 10, 1, 2, 3. So that's that. We'll use takeoff 1 and for lap 5, air condition off, anti-ice will be with engine and wing anti-ice. I think that should be once it's below -10, but hey, we'll keep them on. So our departure is going to be using, we have more than enough runway. So we'll do takeoff 1 with 49 degrees, which gives us an 80.4 as our thrust for this morning. We'll take off 1, 49, 82.2, and we're using flap 5. And we have our, I wish they would not make that thing automatic. So the way the system works in the iFly is that it's automatically done in terms of the auto trim. We don't want that. We want to ensure that we do it ourselves. So we go to panel style and miscellaneous, and we will go to page 2, I think it is, and auto set trim, remove that, set it. So we will set our trim. Nevertheless, it's already done for us, so we're good to go. In overhead panel now, we turn on our forward fuel pump, and we will turn on the APU and also the seatbelt sign, and we'll get the electric B on. And I'm hoping that this one allows us to see the passengers seated. It does not. We're still gonna have to wait on that to happen, but that's okay. At least that is there. So on the right side, we're gonna get the progress page up. Let's double check the 137, 138, 147. So 137, 38, 147. All right, so those are set, and we can now set our MCP. No problem. No problem, Abby. Wow, I am so sorry. Wow, why did I say that? I apologize. Do not cuss me out at all. so accustomed to having males on the stream, so it's always good to have a young lady jumping in here. Good to see you, Abby. Let's see, 147 is our V2 speeds, and we have 3. So that is that. Hope you stick around to the end of the stream. It's a pretty short flight, so it's, hopefully you're sticking to the end of the stream. Our initial climb is going to be 170, actually 210. 210. And we can on VNAV. APU is on. We can put APU on the buses. Air in place. It should be warm air because of how cold it is. But we're gonna assume that is what's there. All right, so that's cool, guys. We are almost ready. Let's go to our legs page, and I'm hoping that this works. We're going to request our wins. Requesting the wins is going to give us a more accurate fuel burn. So we're supposed to land with 2 tons, almost 3 tons. And so let's see what happens if we get our, it's supposed to work. There it is. So we load them. Let's see if that changes. And it does not. All right. I think I want to go up to flight level 310. Based on this, it said we can go 380, so we're going to cruise at flight level 310. Let's see if we can check those winds again. And let's request that. Load that. And that should give us a little change because we're going higher than what it is. So execute. VNAV, go to descent, forecast, and we're going to be at level 310. So we go 290, then 1210, and then 130. Check that again. Request the wins. Hopefully that does work. All right, boarding is completed. Need to get the checklist because we don't want to. We have a checklist in hand, so we're going to get that up and running just now. Let's do our departure briefing really quick. Just about 5 more minutes so we can run through the departure briefing and then get the aircraft ready to get off the gate. All right, so before I have to get annoyed with myself, let's do it via the actual application. All right, so we're here on Inshin, and this is 20-9, 25 October 24, effective 30 October at 1600 Zulu. We're on the northeast, Patton Terminal 2, and we're going to push off the gate and face southeast, then taxi via Alpha all the way down to Alpha 4 and Golf, holding shuttle runway 33 left. Happy says I'm seated, just waiting for takeoff. No problem, we're gonna get off just now. No problem, just gotta go through this part first, which is the departure briefing. And so our departure today is gonna be the Osspot 2 Echo, and that is chart 20-3 Juliet, 20 January 23, effective 25 January at 16 Zulu. And for that departure, we're going to be using the Echo Golf 020, then to the Echo Golf 040, then the Echo Golf 055, Echo Golf 070, Echo Golf 140, Echo Golf 160 to Osspot, which is depicted here on the chart. We'll take off, make a right turn, passing 040 at 4,000, 055 below 5,500, and 070 above 7,000, then continue to 140 above 14,000, and then Echo Golf 160 above flight level 160, then Osprey above flight level 210 up to flight level 310 for this flight. The transition altitude is 14,000, so upon passing 14,000 we will set our altimeters to standard. Upon departure at or below V1, we will close the thrust for any warnings that will come up on the ICAF. And if we have any issues, we will close the thrust and come to a complete stop if it is an engine failure. If we have any other messages, we will come to a stop, then exit at either Charlie 8 or Bravo 5. And once we assess the situation, we will determine if we go back to the gate or we will rejoin the taxiway Alpha back to Alpha 4 and hold short of Gulf for a second departure. At above V1, we will commit to the takeoff, climb 3,000 feet, and we'll make a right turn to maintain the airspace, and we'll maintain 3,000 feet. If we are in a position where we need to land, we'll be able to make a right downwind and right base towards runway 33 right, and we have runway 33 right in the EFB so that we can set up the ILS approach. We are below our max landing weight, therefore we wouldn't need to do any hold or dump in any fuel or anything like that, burn off the fuel, so we'll be able to come back at runway 33 right. There aren't any immediate threats outside of maintaining the airspace within South Korea, so we want to ensure that we follow it as depicted on the route. There aren't any high elevations around, so we would be good to go. Weather right now in Seoul is winds 300 at 12, gusting at 22, and we have visibility of, I believe this is 300 meters. I could be wrong, but somebody could correct me. That's fine. And we have snow in the area, scattered at 7,000 with fewer numbers clouds, broken at 2,000, overcast at 7,000, temperature -1, dew point -2, and our QNH is 103. If there aren't any questions, the departure briefing is complete, so we can run our checklist. For today on checklist, we have the flight deck and exterior inspections are complete, the pre-flight procedure is complete, RS modes are down. Nav and display switches are normal. Auto emergency exit signs are on. Passenger signs are on. Window heat switches are on. Pressure is set, and we'll set that to 310. Alright. The pressurization mode is also at auto, and the altimeter is 1013 and cross check. 1013 and cross check. The warning message check, check. And it's still not installed. Let me get down free green. PTWS is check. The brake lever is down to 10. Test levels are closed. Engine startup switches are also closed. Cut off. The stabilizer trim and cutoff switches are normal. Fire warning system check. Radios and transponder radar. We're going to set our transponder to 4215 and let's get ourselves online. House number is Kilo Alpha Lima 1405. Boeing 737 MAX. And the rudder and aileron trim are free and zero. Parking brake is set. Parking briefing is complete. The parking briefing is complete. Land is checked. Fuel required is 4.6 and 4.6 on board. FMS and ACAR's info is entered, and we'll take the speeds on the left side since I'm pilot flying, and we have the legs on the right side. The battery trim is 5.46, and that is set. Airspeed bugs, we have 137, 138, 147, and that is set. Check. the before start checklist is complete. All right, so we can close the doors and let's get out of here. Doors are closed. Get the overhead prepared. Anti-collision light is on. Everything else is set. And in the EFB, we're going to get the system page up, ground support, and we'll release the chalk, release the electronic and the air conditioner trucks. So we're good to go. These doors are still open, but once we call for GSX, which we're going to do now for the push and start, we should see these. No, we don't need the icing treatment. It's not below -10 degrees Celsius. So these doors are going to be closed right now. Perfect and perfect, and we want those left. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go. We just heard release parking brakes. Parking brakes are released. And commence the push. Our water will start at will. Start sequence is 2 and then 1. Because we're in cold conditions, we're going to keep the APU running until we get to the runway. Start sequence is 2 then 1, so we will turn off the packs and close the ISO valve with the APU bleed on and return engine number 2. Watching for it to get to 20% N2, and then we introduce the fuel. (16, 17, 18, 19, and looking for 20. I have a feeling that once the monitoring comes on, we're supposed to introduce the fuel. So we'll probably look into that the next flight. Here's the passenger view as we push back. Now these airplanes are much quieter than their predecessors, which are the NGs. So you will hear this loud kind of whine right now, but once the engine becomes fully started, it literally dies out. You literally don't hear the airplane. I don't think we have any aircraft on the ground here in Seoul, but we can check because it is early morning. So let's see who might be around. Just in the event. So it seems that we're the only ones here, so that's fine. All right, engine 2 is started. We now start engine number 1. So once we get to 18 or 15, and we introduce the fuel, and we can go outside and listen to the engine start. Let me just set the parking brakes. Parking brake is set. I'm gonna have to recheck the EFB because it is now a wet runway. So we're gonna have to change that because it's gonna give us a lower V1 speed. And that's as loud as it gets. That is as loud as it is gonna get with that startup. Perfect. This is actually a very nice picture. Last stream we had an issue with the the passengers not being seen. Oops. So now we're able to see the passengers. So GSX is behaving itself. I made sure I ran that program twice. All right, so let's do our after start check. We're just gonna wait for the flag to be raised there on the right from the marshaller. And so he is waving there to us, and we're just gonna give him a little flash of light. There we go. See you next time too, buddy. So we set our transponder to norm and TA. Alright, so let's go to the after start flows, and then we do the after start checklist. Overheat is on, anti-ice and wing anti-ice is going to be on. And we have Gen 1 and Gen 2 on the buses, packs coming on, leads going on, isolation bars coming on. And we have our start switches in continuous, and we're going to leave the APU running for the time being. And we'll do our flight control check. Rudder left, rudder right, yoke left, yoke right, fully up, fully down. And for those who want to see it on the outside, this is what it looks like if this would behave itself. There we go. Rudder left, rudder right, left, right, yoke up, and fully down. Great. Let's run through the after start checklist. After start checklist is generators are on, probe heat on, API is on, air conditioning is set, brake set to RTO, and for taxi flaps 5, the flaps are running. And once we get a green light, that will affect flaps 5 and 5 green light, and flight controls are checked, and we see our flaps are down on the wings and there. Taxi lights and runway turn off lights, and we are ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board. This is your captain speaking. We are just about ready to attach it to the runway. We ask that you sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Flight to prepare the aircraft for departure. Performance, we need to change this to wet. So watch what happens. It's 137, 38, 47. It's going to be a wet runway, and we're going to calculate that 128, 39, 47. So our new is 128, 138, and 147. This is 140, 139, and 147. And we're ready to go. Parking brakes are released. And for our taxi, this airport map does not help me like I would like it to, but we're going to use it. All right, this is much better. So we're going to take right Romeo 1, make a left on Alpha 2, and then we'll take Alpha all the way down. So make a left, then a right on Alpha to the runway. Parking brakes release. Let it break away with us. And we are ready to go. Microsoft Flight Simulator seems to like this whole idea of when it's wet, you must add a whole bunch of thrust. Not sure why that is, but I guess that's the physics and friction that they have it set to. Also, there is somebody on final, so we gotta now make our announcement. Are we on 122.8? No, we are not. So let's make that 122.80. And we'll make our announcement. Incheon traffic, good morning. Hey, Korean 1405. taxi via Romeo 1 Alpha 4 Golf, holding short runway 33 left, attention traffic. All right, so we make a left here. And then the very next right. Because we have such low visibility, I'm not sure that we're going to see that aircraft that just landed. That would be cool to see. Let's see if we can see his light. Yep. I think that's it there. Yes, there it is. There is that aircraft. Who is that? That looks like a... Delta? Oh, Air Canada. All right. He's probably coming from Vancouver or something. We go from Halifax. To Incheon. Nice. Put this on the field. Hurricane Hunt. No Beijing planes, but flying a regular plane, man. It's like every time I find some sort of somewhere to go, I'm always finding this rough weather. It's just a pity that Microsoft Flight Simulator doesn't have the weather depicted there so that we can actually see it. Imagine going up into the sky and don't know anywhere to go. You can't divert from weather just because you can't see it on the radar. Hopefully in the new sim that they get that API up and running so that we can have weather. That will make it even more realistic. But since we're doing a straight taxi, we're gonna give our taxi speed up to 20 knots so we can get to the runway. I need to call you Soup Boss. Man. Always, man. Always. It's like if and the thing is, I don't necessarily be thinking, so I'll just choose random places to go, not necessarily looking for the weather. And then when I get there, I'm like, oh, okay. So that's the kind of party where, okay, no problem. Since that's the party, we can still make it. Yeah, this is really the soup, man. It's can't see much. I wonder if I can get a radio check from that Air Canada. Air Canada just arrived at Incheon radio check. We are on 122.8. Yes, they're not up. Oh, oh, okay, there it is. Roger, thank you so much. Just checking the mics. Alright, so just to review our departure, we're using the Aspect 2 Echo departure, and what we will do is we will take off and make a right up to 4,000, then 5,500, then 7,000, then up to flight level 210, then further up to flight level 310, and below V1 we will come to a complete stop. Close the thrusters, come to a stop, and then make an announcement. If we are able to, we'll exit off of the runway via the nearest taxiway, and once we assess the situation, we will definitely determine if we go back to the gate or we make a second attempt on the departure. At above V1, we will continue the takeoff, climb the 3,000, make a right to stay within the airspace, and we'll fly downwind runway 33. And once we assess the situation, we make our calls. Make a right. We have the ILS chart available here, so we make a right and intercept the localizer for runway 33 right. Any questions? No questions. All right, we are good to go. So we are coming up on the runway shortly. Yes, so we're gonna slow down and make our left onto Alpha 4, which is our next taxiway. doing all that chatter and not paying attention. This is the reason why you have two pilots, because you can't be doing this thing by yourself. You will miss things. Probably go straight into the taxiway there, but then you have to turn because it can't go any further than that. But yeah, it's always nice to have two people so you could be paying attention. All right, Alpha 4, and we are ready to go. Flight attendant, seats for departure, please. Normally you get a little ding, so let's ding the cabin. Always use that for our departure. Engine traffic, Korean 1405, line up runway 33 left. Runway entry procedure.
Approaching 3 left.
We have our strobes on. See if we can get a nice little turn here. Kind of overshot it a little bit, but that's all right.
On runway 3 left.
Make a line up here, come to a stop. Takeoff direction is 5.45, flaps 5, green light. Windows closing lock, auto tunnel is armed. Takeoff briefing is completing. Runway departure first fix, we have runway 23 left. Departure is the Oscar 2 Echo. First fix is the Oscar Echo 004040. Takeoff briefing is completed. Flight attendant is notified. Radar and switches are continuous. Exterior lights are coming on. We can now turn off our APU. And let's take a last look outside. Let's that up completely. Reset this real quick. There we go. All right. So this is our airplane just before departure. All right, let's go. Set 50%, release the brakes, a little pressure on the stick. Engine traffic, Korean 1405, takeoff runway 33 left. Toga. Use the rudder pedals to maintain center line. Airspeed alive. Thrust is set 8.8. 80 knots, check. V1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb, gear going up. And into the soup we go. Follow flight directors. You know, it's bouncing all over the place. All right, keep it steady. Engine traffic, Korean 1405, clear the runway 33 left, climbing past 1.8, climb for level 210, join the departure. Engine traffic, last call. So we're gonna hand fly following the flight directors, and that will be a beautiful sight with this breakout. Oh, that is nice. Speed check, flaps 1. Speed check, flaps up. Let's get the APU running. Not APU, wow. Let's get the autopilot engaged. And then we can watch our plane fly away. So the aircraft is going to try to maintain that 5,000 feet per minute. That we were not 5,000 feet, we're supposed to maintain 5,000 feet at one of our waypoints. So let's check it here. We're supposed to be below 5,005 by Echo Golf 055. So the plane is going to try to maintain that until we pass Echo Golf 055. Then we'll climb to flight level 210 and then continue to climb to flight level 310. I could also technically just ignore that and we do level change and we continue climbing. Come speed to 250. Climbing through the soup according to Bajan Plane Spotter. Let's finish when we get to ELA. Oh, nice. You're flying at a cargo jet? And this is what we call breaking out of the soup, but we still have some weather going through those clouds, so we're gonna be in the clouds just a little bit longer, and then we definitely get that nice breakout that we have here. This is really, really nice. Being able to fight, but the thing is, I don't even know. So we looked at the weather and we saw some cumulonimbus clouds around, but we don't know where they are. We can go VNAV now because this now will take us to, actually no, let's do level change. I forgot we haven't passed that waypoint as yet, 055. So let's go ahead and keep that going. And once we make the next right turn, we'll go direct to our spot, which will then set us on our way. Go direct our spot, and we will climb to flight level 310. Now we can allow V climb, and we are past our 10,000 feet, so we can turn on our exterior lights. Engine start switch is going to go to off, and then we will run our after takeoff checklist. After takeoff checklist, flaps up, and there goes the breakout, guys. Isn't that just beautiful? Flaps up, no lights, landing gear up, and there is no off for the MAX. Anti-ice is on, engine bleeds and packs are on. Auto pressurization panel is checked. Finish touch wheel are off, APU is off. Passing 14,000 feet, we then set to the local, the standard. Then we change the flight level above that. So let's check flight level 310. And look at that. Just imagine that we're flying. When we were taking off, it looked like evening, and now sun is shining so bright. So look at those CVs that are around. We have all these CVs around here, and I have no idea that they're there because there's no weather radar that actually tells you where these things are. So technically, guys, I will be flying us through some storms. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Friday, 40,000 feet, standard set. We are now climbing to flight level 150, going to flight level 310. Let's get some music back going on here as we enjoy our climb up. If you just joined the stream, welcome guys. Don't forget to subscribe and of course click that notification bell so you don't miss another time we go live. Pretty short flight. Our top of the set is way out here and our top of climb is just right here. So let's see. Top of climb is about 60 miles away. Let's check. Top of climb progress is 16 miles, yes. And then our top of descent will be shortly after that. Pretty short flight up and down, 1 hour and change according to the local Caribbean people. That's an hour and change. Is actually 43 minutes. Gate to gate is an hour and 10 minutes. So pretty short flight guys. So those are upward now. Just imagine that. All this beautiful weather, clear skies up above, but below, nasty weather. But that's a pretty nice departure there. All right, once we get to flight number 310, we are going to prep our aircraft for the descent. Again, because of it being a short flight, we are going to ensure that we have everything set for our arrival, so we don't have any surprises. Passing flight number 200. Check out the wings bouncing out here. The iFly made it such that their window shades are very dynamic. So we'll be sitting right here and these passengers will close the window. One of the flights that we were on, if you go back and check one of the last streams that I did, checking on a passenger, just here, minding their business. And they closed me and I was like, nope, not today. At some point I need to get one of those controllers so I can do a bit smoother transition between the views. Quiet airplane. These LEAP engines are really quiet. If you're ever by an airport and you see a MAX is departing, you literally will hear it spool up and then it just zooms right past you because it's just so quiet. Flight number 230, going to flight number 310. And we can release the passengers, so let's wait. We get to flight number 310 shortly. Let's see what our cruise speed is going to be. We're going to be cruising at 0.78. Let's push it. 0.80 is what we're going to do. Passing flight number 253. Our fuel prediction told us that we're going to be landing at 2.8. It's now 2.4. Top of cloud is in 35 nautical miles. Looks like we have a tailwind, so we should be able to get there a little bit quicker, especially since we put the speed to be 0.80. So we're going to be zooming by, passing front of the 3270. So let's begin to look at our charts for Busan, and we're using the KAL1405 RNAV via master. So we have that prep. Nautical miles from Ospot, and we'll just be at our cruise altitude very shortly. There is a possibility that the flight level should be between a certain number just because of the distance. But since we don't have an air traffic control online right now, we can just do what we want, so to speak, once we're using the correct flight level, which will be flight level, an odd flight level. Is this an airplane? Oh no, that's 40. Okay. Thought this was actually an airplane by B-Tox. Flight number 290, 2,000 feet to go. So our climb checklist altimeter's transition altitude is set at cross-check standard, and we are good to go. Should hear the gear horn just now as we go past flight level 300 on the altitude horn. There we go. That means we have 1,000 feet left. I think I need to leave this at econ. That will give us a little bit more time to do our briefing, because the top that he set is going to be in 50 nautical miles. So let's begin our briefing right now. We're going to be landing towards the north, which is why we're using the KAL1405 RNAV, and this chart is 10-2 Bravo. 1 September 23, and it's effective 6 September at 1600 Zulu. Landing in Busan, Korea, KAL1405 RNAV GNS arrival, runway 36 up. We're coming in via master, so we will follow that transition. And transition master from master on track 177 degrees to off test, then track 154 to cross KAL1405 at or above 6,000. Then at KAL1405 we expect the RMP or ILS approach into runway 36 left. So master 177 to off test, cross KAL1405 at 3,000, and then we will take the ILS runway 36 left from KAL1405. KAL1405 at 6,000, then we descend down to 3,300 at Akibi, and our max speed is 230. Then we will intercept the localizer at Akivi, then the ILS at Almag. We should be at Almag at 2,100, and we will also be fully configured by then. The missed approach is climbing 500 feet, then climbing left turn to 5,000 direct to Opono, then track 232 to Geha and cross at 6,000, then track 167 to Kevox and hold. So we will come down via Kevox, which will be off of the RNAV arrival, then make a left base, left to join the final. If we go miss, we'll make a left turn and come across Opono at 5,000, then left to Geha, then come around to Kevox and hold at Kevox should we have to do that. The MSA all around is 5,200, which is one of the reasons why it's mandatory to cross Opono at 5,000. So we want to make sure that we do that if we were to go miss. This is an ILS approach, so the ILS frequency is 108.5 with an identifier of India Kilo Mike Alpha and a final approach point of 002. So we're going to put 002 in right now, which is already there. And I think this is auto-tuned, again, which I don't care for, but we can fix that later. So the arrival is going to be 30 degrees flat and 142. The last thing we have to talk about is the landing. Once we land, we will land on runway 36 left. With auto brake 1 or 2, we can exit at Charlie 2 or Charlie 4. If not, we go all the way to Charlie 1 plus runway 36 right, taxi via Papa, and then via Gulf 8 to stand 4, which is going to be right here. All right, so we have 21 miles before top of descent. Let's check for our descent altitude, which is our initial going to be 11,000 feet. And then our further descent down to 6,000 to cross Kevox at or above 6,000. All right, let's check our altimeter or weather for Busan is wind 290 at 5, scatter at 4,000, broken at 8,000. Temperature is a little bit warmer at 7 degrees and QNH 1014. So we set QNH 1014 there, that is set. And let's do our performance. Show landing, copy data, show en route. Conditions dry, wind 290 at 5. Temperature is 7 degrees. And altimeter 1014. All of our reverse are operative, flap 30, anti-ice is on, engine anti-ice will be off. Brakes, we use auto brake 1, no normal configuration required. Complete, calculate, and we have 3,200 for our landing distance development, and we're only going to use 2550. So we'll definitely engage auto brake 1. And we are set. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. We are just about to start our descent into Busan. The seatbelt sign is on. We ask that you get back to your seats and prepare for landing. We know you have several options for flying. We thank you for choosing Korean Air for your destination for today, for your flight to destination today. And we look forward to seeing you on the next flight. Pilot 10 Spirit Aircraft for arrival. The only thing I left out of that was letting the passengers know that it's a little bit warmer, slightly warmer than it was when we left Seoul. But it's still cold. 7 degrees? Yeah, that's cold. All right, so top of descent is there now. So we've just begun on top of descent. And so let's do our descent checklist. Altimeters are standard. I suppose once we descend passing flight level 140, let's check the altimeter. Transition altitude is 140, so that is there. So once we pass that, we'll definitely do our descent checklist. Then the outside view. beautiful compared to what we just left in Seoul. Engine spool back, and that is letting us know we are in our descent. Trying to get a nice shot of that beacon. There we go. Did anybody close the window shades? Everybody seems to want to be looking out today. Okay, cool. So just so you can see, the window shades can close, we can actually put them down, but they are dynamic. I wonder if they set it to dynamic in here. We'll have to check that out while we're descending. Go back. Panel side. Oh, where would that be? Miscellaneous. Ah, so the cabin somebody's okay, so auto. So let's set that. And while we're here, I want to change the auto. That's already changed. And let's go back to navigation of display. So that's not it. Where would that be? Would it be CPU? Let's see. I don't know if you're little back. I'm trying to see. Oh, radio auto tuning. So that's what we don't want on yet. So we want that to be off so that we can actually tune our radios for arrival. I wonder if there's anybody that knows if there's auto tuning in the real airplane. That would actually make more sense. So let's see what happens now. Ah, there we go. So the visors will close. So somebody here would have just closed it slightly. Same thing here, somebody closed it slightly. We have a better chance to see it on this side because the sun is actually coming in here. We just see the visors closed. Come on, somebody close it, close it, close it. There we go. I hope you guys saw that one right here. Don't look at us, man. I'm out here looking for people to close visors and need to go fly my plane. Right. So we're descending through flight level 184 down to 11,000 initially. Our altitude that we need to get to is 6,000 at Kebab. I'm gonna do a level change to get the airplane down to 280. As a matter of fact, let's allow it. There is a green dot here which will allow the aircraft to slow itself down. While we're doing that, fixed page is what is it? It is IKMA, India Kilo Mike Alpha, and we want to put a 15-mile ring, 002, 15-mile ring around the airport. Yes. 002, and let's see, what would that be? That is 6.4, so at 7 miles we should be fully configured for our arrival. And like I explained in all my streams, the reason why I put this ring around is actually from seeing Airbus pilots do it. Essentially what the rings are going to do, the radials are going to do, the radius rings is going to do is to help us maintain our speed more effectively. So once we get around here at KAL1405, we should be at 180 knots, between 180 and 200. Here it says a max of 230, but that's the max, so we're going to make sure that we're stored in that, because this airplane will run away with you. So you want to make sure that you manage your speed as best as possible. Descending through flight level 430. Once we get that yellow low level 4140, we will set the step to our local itinerary, which is 1014. There's our indication. Standard is set, and now we can do our descent checklist. Descent checklist says itinerary is 1014 and cross check. Radios and our altitude bugs are set. Our barrel descent height is 213, so we'll set that here, 213. And cross check airspeed bugs is set VRAM at 142 plus 5, which will give us 142, 147. If I could type correctly, 147. Anti-ice is not required, so we can turn those off now. Approach briefing is complete. Auto brakes is set to level 1. We will set that down to now 6,000. Auto brakes set to level 1. Passenger signs are on. Pressurization count is set. Exterior lights are set as required. Recall is checked, and our descent checklist is complete. All right, so we're going to help our airplane slow down now by open my window, sir or ma'am. And so we're going to have our speed brakes. So if any of you are flying for the first time, or you've been flying and wondering what that allows us, so listen to the difference. Let me turn the music down so you can hear what I'm talking about. When we are flying and you hear the aircraft sounds like this, that rumbling sound is the speed brakes being deployed, and that is helping the aircraft to slow down. And sometimes it actually causes the plane to vibrate just a bit, and that is because it's disrupting the airflow over the wings. So don't be alarmed. It is something very, very normal, and it's something that the pilots use to help slow the aircraft down for these people and their improper etiquette at the window, having the window shades closed. I know one person who would be very upset with that. I'm one of those persons, yes. So if I'm sitting next to you and you close your window, first of all, you're not gonna have the window seat, because I'm gonna make sure I get that. But come on, man, the window seat, if you have the window, it's to see outside, man. To see outside. Level change, and we're gonna bring that nose down just a bit so we can get down. Again, KAL1405 is where we're going to be crossing at 6,000, so we want to make sure that we do that. And of course, we're going to bring our speed back to 230. And our airport is somewhere down here. Let's see if we can see it. It should be off to our left somewhere here. Not seen it yet. Oh well, we line up for it, no problem. We shall be fine. Goes on traffic, Radeon 1405 descending through 8,700 for 6,000 at KAL1405. We'll make left join the RNAV runway, the ILS runway 36 left. We'll call base to final for runway 36. Boost on traffic. Let's see if we can butter this landing. Make a nice landing here at Busan. I think it's our first time flying here as well. Look at all these windows closed. Six miles from P-Box, and we are looking pretty good. We're gonna slow down now to 210. Bring our speed back and have some speed brakes out. Looking good. We'll descend now to 3,000 feet. 3,300, which is what we need to be at Kiwi or Akibai, whichever one you want to pronounce it as. Speed brakes can be put back in. So based on our information now, we are currently 13 nautical miles out from the runway. And we're making a left base now, descending through 5,300 down to 3,300. We're gonna pull our speed back down to 180, and we have a speed check collapse 1. Speed check flaps 2. We have a glide slope rising, which is good. We want to continue our descent and get down to 3,300. So let's introduce some speed brakes again, which will get us to increase our rate of descent. And we will put on some external lights. And the start switch is set to continuous. Once we get above the glide slope, that is good stuff. Perfect. So we're above the glide, just on the glide slope now. Glide slope. And we will be under the glide slope shortly, which is where we want to be, so that once the glide slope comes back into view, we will be right on path. And there's our runway to the left. You can see those leading lights. I think, hopefully that's what that is. Nope, that's not that. Look, maybe it is, I'm not sure. We'll see. All right, so making our left base now. Speed check, flaps 5. Boost on traffic, KLM, Korean 1405, left base, will make left. Join the localizer runway 36 left. All these K's. Quickly reviewing our approach. If we go miss, we climb to 500, then make a left turn, climb the left turn 5,000 direct to Opono. Track 230 to Geha, and then cross at 6,000, then track to Kebox and hold. But we should be good to go. Speed check for laps 10. And once we're gonna arm the localizer. once we get the localizer, we will then put the brakes down, put the wheels down, and wait for the glide slope to capture. Localizer captured on the approach, and we put the final approach course of 002. And there's our runway. Gear down. And there were some really nice pictures. Jack flap 15. Glide slope captured. Laps 20. 5. Speed check. And the final approach, the final speed is, approach speed is 147. Speed check. Laps 40. And we'll do our landing checklist. Landing gear down 3 green. Flaps 30 and 36. Speed brake is now armed. Green light. Engine start speeders are continuous, and we're good to go. Let's see if we can butter this landing. Boost on traffic, Korean 1405 on an 8-mile final runway 36 left. Boost on traffic.
2500.
900 check. At 500 feet, I will disengage the autopilot and we'll do a manual landing. Reset our altitude to 5,000. So go around altitude. Oh, so we have a crosswind going on here. All right. We have that crosswind coming from the left nose. Boost on traffic. Korean 1405, 4-mile final runway 36 now, Busan. Even if you're the only one flying online, you ought to make your announcements. You never know. There's a situation that we had last stream where I had a friend flying with me and could not see him. So always important, make your announcement.
1,000.
1,000, check. All these buildings just popping in just a while ago.
Approaching 36 left.
Roger. $500. Right, airplane.
$400.
Okay.
3 approaching minimum. Minimum.
Continue.
200.
Okay.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
And we're down. Speed brakes up. Two in reverse. Reverse the screen. Knots. Manual braking. So we'll exit at, this would be Charlie 5.
Approaching 18 left.
Charlie 2. Gimme traffic, Korean 1405, clear the runway 36 left, will cross 36 right at Charlie 2, then make right onto Alpha, taxi to the ramp. Alright. So here we go. Clean up the aircraft and start our AV. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gimhae, Busan, where the local time is, I have no idea. Local time is gonna be 12:48 in the PM. I believe they are 12 hours ahead of us, so it's 12:48 PM. And we will be taxiing to to gate number 4. Okay, this is interesting. This will tell us exactly where we're supposed to be. That's crazy. Alright, so we'll continue taxi and then we will. So it's Papa, then Golf 8. Alright, so Papa, then Golf 8. Turn out the exterior lights. You can just use our taxi lights and the strobes can come off, wing light come off, and we taxi along. The landing rate was -240s. I'm getting these firm landings, not bad at all. Let's call GSX. We want international gate 4. It's a heavy gate, but that is all right. We want Korean Airlines. All right, so this is Gulf 7 here. We could have taken that. And we're going to Gulf 8, which is the next one. So we're gonna go straight over. Since we're not parking at the stands here, we're gonna take the next right. And we look at the stand numbers here. This is stand number 1 on the left. So we look for number 4. Is right here. So our taxi lights will go off. We make our left. And our marshal is right in front of us. Let's see if we can get him to dance again tonight. Slow down just a little bit. Stop. Parking brake is set. APU gens, and we can turn off the passenger signs on, off. Sure what she's saying there because I am at a stop. Let's put some shocks in. Oh, I don't know if she danced. I'm not sure. I have no idea. Oh, we probably missed it. We probably missed it. Let's see. Back to ground support. Nose. We can turn off the anti-collision lights since we have below 10%. You can call for GSX to deboard.
Boarding requested.
And there we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are in Busan, where the flight time was just about an hour and, well, flight time was 41 minutes. And I believe we would have gotten here in the 1 hour. A little bit.
Passengers, the boarding
So
started.
that's pretty good. We are on time, which is what we want to continuously be. So guys, thank you so very much for watching and coming along on this stream. It was a very fun flight. Forgive the jet bridges in the winglet. Can't do nothing about that. That's just how the scenery is made. And with the way MSFS 2020 is, you can't use dual jet bridges. So it is what it is. But thank you so very much for joining this evening for our air flight down to Busan from Incheon. It was a pretty nice flight, and we landed pretty nicely as well. Out of the storms in the snowstorm in Seoul, we were able to get out of that and land in sunny Busan. It is still cold, but we can appreciate no snow in this situation, so we're grateful for that. All right, as we deboard, my final parting words for you is to ensure if you like the content, thank you very much for staying with me tonight. And I also ask that you help the channel out by subscribing. And if you like it, of course, please leave a like, leave a comment. If you saw something that was a little bit different that you didn't understand, or you understood it, or you just want to share how you feel about it, feel free. I would appreciate the comment and will definitely respond. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well once you subscribe so that you don't miss it next time we go live. And we try to make a little bit, sometimes we do impromptu streams, so stick around, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next stream. Until next time, guys, enjoy the music and take care of yourselves.